All right, boys, let's break down the top 10 Sportsnet trade bait list and see where each player is going to go.
Like, how's not your number one option not going to be Mikko Rantanen? Dude said, I'm not re-signing it.
Did he get offered money? Big money?
He said no. He turned it down.
Yeah, he's turned down. Yeah,
He turned that shit
turned
down. He's like, I'm leaving. He lived in one. He's like, I'm leaving. I'm fucking leaving. I'm leaving, dog. I'm done. This shit ass. Oh, you ain't shit.
But we might as well start off with Mikko Rantanen then. For Zach, good intro.
Yeah.
So it's confirmed that he declined the extension?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, when he declined, he's thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think just from what I read, it was just like he was willing to see his options in the offseason.
But they offered him like 13, didn't they?
Yeah, but maybe he's thinking he can get more.
Shit, the way he's playing now, his stock's going down by the day like that, right?
It's really dropping, man.
Yeah.
That,
Well, that's what happens when you go to Carolina. Your stats
Well,
drop.
You got jokes?
Carolina's got that. Their general manager's pretty like he's a numbers guy, an advanced analytics guy. So I'm pretty sure he looked at the numbers like, this guy ain't worth it, and we're probably not going to re-sign him. Might as well get the money, get whatever assets we can get back for this guy. Get him out of here.
Damn.
I wonder who takes him though. Since that's what the whole topic's about.
Yeah.
Like, who's the destination?
If I was looking on a rental perspective, like forget the everything after the fact. What about Dallas? Because now Sagan's on long-term
they got that money.
IR.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he'd move the needle, but that could be an interesting team.
Actually, that would be perfect for them.
I think he would fit perfectly because everybody else moves the puck and then they just need a finisher.
But wouldn't you say it's almost like a defensive system like Carolina,
Right.
though? Right? Like if he can't
Right.
get money in Carolina, what's to say that he's going to
But
do
he's not
in
going to get
Dallas?
money. Those places aren't going to get money either way.
But that he needs the
He's
money.
leaving. This is a one-time. This is a half-year playoff push thing here.
I see.
So here's the thing. If going on that point, heard Mark Stone's going to be here in a while.
Oh.
Why isn't he going to
That's what I was
Vegas?
thinking.
Damn.
I was thinking Vegas too.
Yeah.
Vegas is the first team that came to my mind.
That'll be a perfect offense for him.
Exactly. And they don't play.
And
They're not a defense first team. They're like they have a really good
Yeah,
system.
they're kind of like
right?
the Colorado Avalanche with that. Offense first kind
That
of.
makes more sense for Miko's game than Dallas because
Yeah.
Dallas would need to have some.
But if I'm Carolina, if in Vegas, they're offering, because if you're Carolina, you think you're going to Stanley Cup Finals, right? Because you're thinking that's where your prospect is. Why would I help another cup contender out with another a big time player to help boost them up? I might as well trade him to a team that's like gonna give me back more, right? You already lost a player. You lost, was it Nikish?
Yeah.
Or Nikish?
Yeah.
How you pronounce the name?
Niches, I think.
Niches. He's balling. He's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Ever since he started playing with McKinnon, he's learned what it's like to play with the real superstar.
But what other teams do you think are going to be who are going to be giving a better offer then?
That and ideally you'd want him to go out west then, right? Because if
you want to go out west, but if that's true, but like that's why I think Dallas was a good fit because Dallas will probably give you pieces.
If it's a pure rental shit, fucking Edmonton can put the money together and go get him for 1 year, try to win the cup.
That's
right?
it.
If
That's
you're
all.
serious about it.
If you want to play with someone better.
Or go. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, if you want to play with another superstar, you might as well go. You got two for one deal there. You can play with either Leon or you can play with McDavid.
Yeah.
Or hell, you can put a whole three lineman
First
together.
line together, I think.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to do any of the work.
He could be Yari Curry, right?
Yeah.
You finish, you can live out a dream.
What could work? I don't know if they will do it or anything, but Rantanen to the Jets.
Ooh, yeah.
That could be good.
If I'm Winnipeg, I would do that. I would make that move. They need a star player.
And if you're not going to re-sign Ehlers,
You might as well give him away.
And
hey, guess what? Ehlers, you know what? You go for another dumpy ass place to another dumpy ass place. So there it is.
But Winnipeg would know that when they're doing that deal. There's less than 0% chance that Rantanen's going to be signed.
It's pure rental. That's it.
I think they're on in that space right now where they need to get a rental right now. Like they're not going to have anybody stay there for a long term. It's hard for them to do that unless you have like somebody coming up in the system and then being like, I love Winnipeg, which is rare.
Unless you're like Hellebuck and like Scheifele.
Yeah.
They owe that team to go all in. They just won 10 straight, didn't they?
Exactly.
I mean, they're not even slowing down.
They have to go get a piece.
What about
I like that trade.
What about trade? What for a young and up and coming team like Montreal? They got cap space to move, right? They got they need some. They need a push to make the playoffs. Maybe
I wonder how they make that work though. Like
they gotta have to trade.
You have to trade a
pick. Yeah, you gotta trade a pick or two.
Or something like that.
Maybe a.
Oh no, that's way too high of a price.
What about Ottawa? They can make you gotta make some moves right here. You're fighting for a wild spot. Yeah, you gotta do something.
Right.
I actually Josh Norris getting moved in that trade.
Yeah,
I think he was somebody who's being talked about as a trade.
But you think they move him if Rantanen isn't going to re-sign in Ottawa? Because Ottawa kind of has a similar problem that Winnipeg has, right?
Yeah,
it's not a free agent destination.
Yeah.
But
if you could guarantee Brady Tkachuk staying there, you might as well
Rage Jug, you know, he's going to the U.S. the way they're talking about Olympic hockey and everything like that, man.
Hell, if I'm Ottawa, I'm holding him hostage for life.
If I'm Ottawa, I'm trading him now, man. I already know what's on the horizon. It's the same thing his brother pulled, right?
Yeah. Trade for Rantanen, man. Let's go. That's the only way it's gonna work out. How about number 2 then? Brad Marchand. I already said Vegas in our TikTok.
I like the Vegas. Yeah, thumbs up on that one.
No, JP agreed too. I wonder who would actually go. Maybe Edmonton.
They need a little bit of that.
Any contender that we just talked about with Rantanen, I think you could be swayed to thinking that they'd be in on Brad Marchand also. So
for
Edmonton,
maybe you know what I was
Colorado?
thinking? Maybe Rangers, because they need some nastiness.
What about
They need someone with a little more grit. You know, Trocheck and JT Miller, they're gonna get punked around by Florida in the playoffs. So you might as well get someone to counteract that with.
Be careful what you're saying, or you're gonna end up in a group chat. And JT Miller doesn't want that to get leaked.
Well, guess what? You know who's leaking it? I'm leaking it.
What do you guys think of Marchand to LA?
Ooh.
I think that'd be a waste for LA. Man.
Yeah, it would be probably a waste for LA.
Are they gonna make a run?
Is he gonna be their Dustin Brown or?
Well, yeah, that'd be weird for LA though. Like, what would they give up? They would have to give up something. They don't need to give anything up, to be honest. The way their team's built.
You know what the truth is? We already know where he's going, boys. He's going to the Expendables and he's going to Pittsburgh. Right? That's how this always works out. We already know he's going to end up with him, Crosby hanging out together. That's what Crosby wants.
So you're saying Karlsson for Marchand 1-for-1?
There you go, 1-for-1.
I respect Pittsburgh because they're always trading and they're always all in no matter what.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't matter. They're just trying to do anything to keep Crosby happy. They need the revenue at least, right?
How about this? Okay, the next 2 players, I'm gonna. The next player and Marchand, I'm gonna add a trade. Give you guys a trade here. Boston sends Marchand to Florida for Sam Bennett. Because the way teams look at Marchand and the way the league looks at Marchand is way different than how we look at Marchand.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
It's 10 times different because we look at him like he's old and he's not
washed.
He's washed. Hasn't been the same guy in a few years. But the rest of the league looks at him like a leader. He has some offensive ability. They're like, we could put him on the first power play.
He's so fast. Even the Four Nations, like, look at him go.
Yeah.
Look at this geezer go. Like,
Bennett's exactly what people say Marchand is. He's like, he's a rat kind of, and he has all this offensive ability. He's nasty. I don't
know if Florida would do that deal though, right? Like Florida likes Bennett.
Yeah,
but he's gone though in the offseason.
He's not resigning.
He's gone. I don't think they can't afford him.
The cap's going up though.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll.
He's at 5 now or 4 something.
I think
if he's at 4 something, right? If he goes up to 6, you're telling me they're not going to pay at 6? They're paying Carter Verhaeghe.
I think he'll get more than 6 though.
Can they do like a Jake Guentzel kind of thing? Like trade him?
He's in 6.5.
Especially with the praise he got with this Four Nation tournament. I think he's going to get way more than.
You think he's getting more than 6?
He's getting
7?
Yeah, I think he's 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
I don't know. I just saw like people saying
someone's going to pay him that much.
Yeah.
But
he seems to be really like a. Sorry to cut you off, Jyoti. Like he. Part of the Florida culture, like he really buys into it, right? Like he likes being a part of this sort of team,
and that's when he started to become like his own, right?
Yeah,
in Florida. So he might take a discount to stay there.
Yeah. Might, but I kind of feel like if you're gonna get that bag thrown at you might as well check what's gonna happen in the offseason.
Yeah, but with Florida, no taxes, that can.
You also have Ekblad's contract coming up this year too, if you're Florida.
Yeah,
but Ekblad's at what 7.5 right now? 7.
He's definitely
probably gonna get like 10.
Yeah. Oh, you think he's going higher
or 8 9?
No, but the cap's going up 5-6 mil, right? So I think they have enough protection for those 2. How much are they paying for Verhaeghe after this year?
Raising 7.
Oh, come on! Either paying for Verhaeghe 7, they're going to play Sam Bennett 6.5.
Yeah,
right.
Plus, I don't think Florida's going to move him. They're going to, if anything, it's going to be his own rental. Make it work.
If I'm Florida, I'm holding on to Sam Bennett as much as I can because he's a key piece in winning. If you're looking at this now, like you won last year, and this is your window to win, like for the next 5 years, you can't trade a guy like Sam Bennett.
Right,
you got to keep a guy like Sam Bennett on the squad.
So
especially after this tournament where it kind of seems like he took the next step as a second line guy.
Yeah.
So you're not going to trade that player away when you could keep him. And for Marchand, I don't think that's worth it either. The guy that's on the deep
I think the one thing that they're worried about is injury history because I don't think he's played a full season in some time. Sam Bennett,
right?
So and they have Lundell coming up too. So I'm pretty sure we'll replace this guy with the second line center that we actually already have in their system.
But Sam Bennett's game's kind of like a more grit and playoff type game, and his game doesn't really last in the regular season. He's gonna have time where he's gonna be off, injured, and because he's always hitting and doing shit like that, right? You're gonna be on IR.
So I'm more curious to see where Seth Jones, Jordan's boy, is gonna go.
Go ahead.
I was ready to go, but you took a deep breath, so I thought you were going to say something.
I was ready to take it. It's more of a sigh. Like, here we go. Like,
we're going to hear about JP's boys.
We're going to hear about JP's boys. Seth Jones for the
Toronto or was it Edmonton? Or?
Well, I read something about Edmonton. They haven't included Darnell Nurse in the package, but some sort of package to get him to Edmonton. I think if you're the Oilers or any team that needs defense, you got to take a flyer on this guy.
I saw somebody from Edmonton, an Edmonton Oilers fan, panicking about Bouchard staying with the team longer. Like, they're like, he might get traded or the team might trade him away because
Oilers fans are crazy, man. They're just making up things at this point.
And I'm like, I was like, you should trade him because this guy's a liability out there.
I never seen a ball up more than Evan Bouchard.
Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. You guys have been watching a little bit more than I have. Understatement of the year. You guys are watching the Oilers games, right? You guys think that what's his name, Darnell Nurse, is going to be playing 25 minutes in the playoffs? Is he going to be stepping up, or is he going to be what he did last year?
I mean, I think their top four is like they're gonna have to play him like 20-something minutes.
No, is he shown like a resurgence or is he
no?
There's been two guys that have been shown they've been showing the downfall. That's M. Bouchard and
Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse.
Okay, if that's the case, then you move him for Seth Jones, Darnell Nurse for.
But Columbus Blue Jackets are coming in, JP. They want him. Man.
They don't want him, man. They're just saying like they don't fuck with him like that. I don't know what the fuck. Seth Jones is like anywhere but here. Oh yeah, I'll go there. I'll go anywhere, man. Fuck. Get me back to an NHL caliber market. Right?
Dude's making 9.5. That's so much.
Yeah, so much money for him. But I mean,
cap going up. That's 9.5. Sorry to cut you off. It's gonna be like 7.5 now.
Yeah,
right? Like
that's still a lot for somebody who's
7.5 for a guy playing 25 minutes.
Chicago probably take some of the money back too, right?
They're
gonna have to if you're gonna trade him.
Someone has to take a chance on him. Like you don't know what this guy's. You know what he's capable of, right? Because he's been playing on Chicago for the last couple of years,
and Columbus before that.
Like, and wasn't he? What team was he on in the playoffs? He didn't
Columbus,
play. Columbus, right?
Yeah. 2 years.
He didn't play. He didn't play bad in the playoffs, from what I remember.
He's killing you. He was in the. That was during the COVID qualifying game.
Yeah,
and this year his numbers aren't bad either. Defensively, they've been bad, but that's also because he plays on Chicago. So of course your numbers are gonna be terrible in Chicago. But his offensive numbers and everything, advanced analytics.
He's been playing the stats, right? Yeah, someone has to do it, and he's like, "Shit, don't worry about me."
I got it.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go to Toronto either. Toronto needs a better decor.
Yeah. What about Dallas?
Dallas has. I think
Dallas's blue line is already good enough. They don't need another.
Too many.
They have
Harley. Harley Race just came into.
Come on,
all they have is Harley.
The biggest revelation in the Four Nations.
They got three.
All they have is Harley.
Oh, you didn't see that promo by what's his name on. Who is the goalie? What's his name?
Andre.
Yeah. You not see his promo? He's like, who do I want? I want Lindell, baby.
He went like this. He's like a Ray point.
Lindell. He's the best defenseman in the NHL, and I love playing by him.
He's like
the lockdown corner, Deion Sanders himself.
Aliens have a Ray point at their planet Earth. What do I want? I want Lindell.
How would the Leafs make the money work? That's the one thing with Seth Jones.
That's not gonna.
Right.
You're gonna even if let's say they take half of that contract. That's a third. He's only his third year of an 8-year deal, right?
Yeah.
So you're still paying him like.
That's why I like the Darnell Nurse swap with Seth Jones, because you have like a similar contract there that you can get off the books. If you're Edmonton, you don't want two of those contracts,
right?
Even though the cap's going up, because you're going to be fucking yourself over. But you can still have one of those contracts. I would consider doing it. But if he's not playing as good as what you guys are describing, like he hasn't really improved, then what's going to happen in the playoffs, right? We're talking about.
But here's the thing: McDavid is boys with them.
Oh, best friends? Is he best friends with them though?
Best friends, almost best friends.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that we all started here, that all you guys are going to be here at the end, right? Yeah. Like the end product should be to win a cup, not all of our friends kumbaya. This and third. It's not even their close friends. Their wives are close friends. Jyoti, right? Isn't that the thing? Yeah, they're close too, but like their wives are real tight. Okay, maybe I'm just making up shit.
No, that's the truth. That's an RTD truth. Their wives are best friends, right?
You heard it here first.
You didn't even know about that. We do though. we keep our ears to the ground.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. There's no reliability in anything I'm saying, but. I think that's the case. I say move him, man. Like forget this friendship shit. You're trying to win a cup.
Yeah.
McDavid hasn't doubled down. And who knows what he's thinking in another year if Edmonton keeps shooting the bed. What if he wants to move? Shit, Luka Doncic got to move. He could go to the LA Kings too.
Turn his back to everything.
That's what McDavid's going to do. He's going to turn his back to the Oilers. I'm going to LA, baby.
Okay, so I tried multitasking. My bad. It didn't work out well.
With Toronto, I was thinking the next guy, Erik Karlsson, number 5. I'm like, even though it might be hard to make it fit, he could be a quality player on that team because with Team Sweden, when he's playing with them on a balanced blue line,
he's still insane. Yeah.
Yeah, he had great numbers. He was the top 5 players in the whole tournament somehow. Like based off his advanced analytics, everything going his way. On a team with
padding.
Yeah, pretty much. On a team where their blue line was pretty balanced, I think he was doing great. And I think with Toronto, you need somebody who's like a number 1 offensive minded player.
That's true, but
Morgan Riley, I think he has a ceiling offensively.
I was gonna say, but like he was playing with Victor Hedman's style. That's kind of hard to.
I mean,
recreate. You know what I mean? Like that's like a one time an elite kind of defenseman.
I don't think he was playing with Victor Hedman the whole time.
Was he not playing with?
No, I think
the kind of game he was playing with Victor Hedman.
He didn't carry his own.
No, I think he played with either Ekholm or another left shot defenseman.
I thought it was Victor because in the I saw the 65 and I saw 77. You know, balling. But we could double check. But
what about Erik Karlsson back to Ottawa?
You think Ottawa would do that?
I think Ottawa would do that.
Who do you think they would have to give up? Because you know what the thing about Ottawa is like, I don't even know what Ottawa needs right now because like they're a team on the fringe, right, of making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. So is it what are they lacking defensive scoring or just like
I think it's depth,
just depth all over the spot.
What about him to Detroit? Maybe that makes more sense for. He'd have more use there.
Yeah, because Detroit doesn't really have but Detroit doesn't have a good blue line. That's the thing. With him, I think you need Dallas was another team I thought would be a good trade destination for
but
him.
Harley Race stepped up, so it doesn't Harley Race.
He has stepped up, hasn't he? But all those guys play the left side, don't they, Sertac? Harley, Lindell, and
I mean, Heiskanen, and he's right side. So
it can make sense from that point of view. You're saying what you're proposing, and I don't disagree with you, is like, if you're a team, you take a gamble on this guy if you have a decent decor. Yeah. You can't have this guy as like one of your main pillars because he's not that guy anymore.
And in that sense, the Dallas thing does make sense because they need more offensive defensemen on Dallas.
They need somebody to push the puck. Like you could easily have a good pairing right there too with like Heiskanen and him. Heiskanen can easily play that just shut it down, or even Lindell. You know, who do you want?
Who do you want?
Erik
Who do you want?
Put Erik Karlsson on the line.
Lindell shut it down. Lindell can shut it all down. He can hold it down. And you know what? Honestly, the whole Dallas team, they're all thinking about defense first. He can just go out there and just do his thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make a difference. So
he could be a dynamic offensive threat for them. They drastically need someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got Michael Granlund. I think they still got to make a few more moves though.
But I kind of feel like Dallas should more focus on the offensive forward to be a threat than the defense.
No, definitely I agree with you. But Dallas is built from the back end. Maybe they're thinking
maybe
the next two guys, they're both Buffalo Sabres. We talk about them both at once. Dylan Cousins and Bo Byram. I think Dylan Cousins. I think the Canucks were targeting him and Bo Byram at one point. But I think Canucks just keep targeting Dylan Cousins. He's still young, 23 years old. $7.1 million. He's like 6'3", 200 pounds, skilled centerman.
You're a fan of his game?
Yeah, and I mean I like his what he brings to the table.
Right.
Obviously he's playing in Buffalo, so Buffalo.
What can you say? Who knows? Yeah. Right. Your boy's up there floundering because look at Rasmus Dahlin, right?
Yeah.
You think he'd be like twice off better than what he is right now?
100%.
You keep hearing about these two names, Cousins and Bo Byram.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna move him though. Right? They're both young and. They're no man's land again. They found that I don't think they can make the playoffs. So what's the point of moving a young guy? What's that?
See, at this point, it's like, what do they do? Like, are they gonna go all? They only have two moves here. They go all in on trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. Either for next year or this year, or they go. Let's just take Dahlin and Owen Powers and rebuild again with them because you can't trade those two. You can't trade.
But if you're Dahlin, do you want to see again for another rebuild for another 20 years?
At this point, Dahlin's, he's locked in no matter what. He's done. He's stuck. He's stuck, dog. You sold your soul to Buffalo. That was your fault. You had a chance to get out.
Yeah. You're gonna have to pull an Eichel if you're gonna get out. That's why you get out.
And I don't think I don't think he's that kind of guy to be like, okay.
I think he's just.
I think he's he's a typical Swedish.
I don't know, man. He seems like a little more flamboyant than that.
I don't know. You think so? The way
didn't he start scrapping his own teammate earlier in the year when they were having problems?
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah. Who got the captaincy started scrapping guys? I don't know who he fought though.
Yeah, there was. He did.
He was sick and tired of everybody's shit over there.
Yeah, they said I'm the realest one here. It's like, all right, that's not saying much.
But like those two, you're not gonna trade because like if anything, you want to rebuild around those two, right? Owen Powers and because Owen Powers, especially Owen Powers, he's young, right? You don't know. He isn't fully developed into what you guys think he is.
So then these guys, if they think that they're not going to be part of the long-term outlook for Buffalo, maybe they'll move them in the offseason. I don't think these sorts of guys get moved often at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
There's no rush for moving.
There's no rush to move either.
If Buffalo had been on JT Miller or they made more win-now trades, then I think we'd be dealing with a situation where they're going to be trying to buy in. But they haven't shown that sign.
Yeah, they haven't shown that sign.
They're
25 years.
really, right? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's been bad since
Yeah.
Ryan Miller's left. It's been a bad 15 years for them.
Mhm.
Even when you think about Ryan Miller, you don't think of who their best offensive player was. You don't even know who.
Oh yeah, that era you're not thinking about.
You
him.
don't even think about their best.
Jason Palmerville, bro.
What about your boy Danny Briere, man?
Danny Briere won. Oh my! Although he had more success in Philadelphia than anything.
Yeah.
Like, when you think of them, you think of like the
Kyle Okposos.
no, like back in the day, like
Yeah.
Benny Ganoff,
Flanagan,
Yeah.
Thomas Vanek.
Drury, and all these guys,
Yeah.
like when they were on there.
100%.
But they've
They're a constant team that's stuck in, like JP said, constant stuck team that's stuck in no man's land. They don't know what they're doing themselves, because they're like, sometimes they're like, let's go all in, and then there's sometimes they're like, actually no, maybe we should tank and try to rebuild. So they gotta figure it out themselves.
They got some weird contracts there too. They got like players that they don't really need right now. They should move like Alex Tuck,
For sure.
Petkara,
And then
and maybe some of their other veterans.
Yeah.
Than
Alex Tuck makes more sense straight away because he's a veteran guy and you're not anywhere close to being a competitive team.
no.
100%.
Yeah.
So moving him makes a lot more sense than moving.
And you need a
Cousins or
like a good goalie too.
Yeah.
You don't like
I think they're both just so young. They need a veteran in there or something. Somebody
Yeah.
to keep it steady for a bit and then let the other guy maybe
What
learn.
if
One of the other guys learn.
random trade thinking out loud here, Demko to them,
Demko for Cousins and Byram.
something like
I
that.
can see that happening. Because Canucks
Yeah,
just
like-
signed Langton to a 5-year deal, right?
Yeah.
And you have Silves in the system, and if they believe in Silves,
And they have Ty Young in the system too.
yeah. So who knows? That could be a trade. I mean,
Not bad. Call the.
I think that might be a more of
Call your boy.
I think that might be more of off-season trade than
Yeah,
Right.
no rush
No
right now.
rush
But
right now.
like,
Should I do that right now?
Shit, hey, Demko, you might be off the books quick. One good prime season, you're done. You're out, dog.
Demko turns into a Dominic Hasek.
I can see that.
speaking of the Canucks, we might as well get to Brock Boeser, number 8 on this list.
He's gone. Is that stopping?
I mean, I think he's got to be gone now. JP, like,
they're not going to re-sign him.
he's gonna want $8 million this offseason.
first to last, no,
Who's paying him $8 million? You think anyone? Columbus?
Me Wild.
Minnesota.
Right. Of course. Yeah, jokes.
Jokes aside, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna get back from Minnesota that's worth trading him to
No,
Minnesota?
no,
He's a UFA. They'll come in.
He's a UFA, but you're
Yeah.
gonna trade him at the trade deadline, right?
You know what?
Try anyone.
Once
Oh,
again, they're
yeah,
probably
sure.
gonna do the same thing they did with JT Miller. Go get a first-round pick and flip it for something else.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know, if
Dude,
Vancouver's
we
trying to
can't
make
even get a first round pick for him.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, yes.
Anything's possible when Minnesota calls JT.
And Minnesota, you know what? They're losing the contracts of Sutter and
Yeah, this
Friese,
offseason.
so you might as well go all in.
But if you're Vancouver, you know, like you're for the first time in like years, your defense is actually good.
Mhm.
You don't need like a defender or anything like that.
Yeah.
Goaltending situation's good. You need a centerman or like a winger because you have Lakarabaki who's supposed to be the next Boeser, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you looking for right now?
No, that's what I'm saying. You trade him for a first round, and you flip that first to somebody who like Seattle or something who Seattle apparently wants to trade Jared McCann, right? So you go flip him and go get a centerman like Jared McCann who can also score goals, and that, you need
Bring
a
him
center.
home.
You need a center more than a winger too, right? So
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Sir Taj, is although Canucks are kind of trying to make the playoffs, you trade him like a rental, hired gun. A team will play it first, trying to win a cup. He might not re-sign there, but and then we take that later on and go get Jared McCann or something.
Yeah,
I
something
don't
like
mind that at all. So his days are done, eh?
that's what it seems. It feels like it. Feels like it's finally
Still
over.
numbered.
After all these years,
And after all these years,
Yeah.
they bring back home Jared McCann. They
You
let
know,
him develop. They let him develop the program.
They did the soccer thing. They did the soccer thing when you loan somebody else and you take it back after 2
They
years.
come back
Hey,
home.
we paid the inflated price and bring it back, the Real Madrid. Vancouver stuck by the guy.
Yeah.
You know, we thought he was done. JT Miller revitalized this guy's career. Now he wants $8 million.
I don't know. I don't like the way he plays is solid.
And the only problem is he lost a lot of speed since his rookie season because he got injured.
Yeah.
But he still got the scoring touch, like the shot and everything's still there. Net for Lopez, he can finish in front of the net. It's just like I don't know. There's something missing still.
Like the thing is like if you can resign him, but you're not gonna don't take a risk on him if you don't need to, right? Like $8 million is a lot.
And the Canucks have to be dealing with 3 guys with injury and injury problems. And are they going to be back to their prime? Like they already got Demko, they already got Pedersen.
Yeah.
Now you got Brock Boeser. Now you got 3 guys. You gotta get rid of these guys.
It's like their whole locker room just has confidence issues.
Yeah.
The Canucks whole locker room just like that.
For sure.
But like who? Maybe Detroit or somebody who needs like a sniper out there.
Yeah, Detroit. I mean, if they're trying to make the playoffs and they're getting at the deadline, they need a little push. I could see them shelling out, if not a first, maybe like 2 seconds.
Well, you know, if you're looking for a move. You know, one Rangers might as well call back in and just get the duo going together.
Get the duo back.
Definitely, I'm surprised they weren't in on
Come on, you already know. You already know the lineup. It's gonna be Trocheck. It's gonna be JT Miller. It's gonna be Brock Boeser. You know, stop that line.
You want to talk about Sedintons? Let's talk about Boeser and Miller together. Right? They're pretty much the same thing. Right? Those guys,
dynamic duo.
Especially Boeser. He definitely needs the help of JT Miller.
Boeser should have a clause in his contract. Wherever JT Miller goes, I
go. Yeah. I think. What about Ottawa? Ottawa's another team I could see taking a chance on them.
Like Norris or somebody.
Yeah, if they trade Norris back.
Well, Norris is 7. If they're paying Norris 7 already, almost 8 million.
Yeah.
You might as well just take Brock and pay him also 8 million. So like, there's not much of a difference.
They have Shane Pinto signed for. I think they're high on Shane Pinto too as a centerman.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they'd be okay with trading Josh Norris at some point.
I could see that happening.
But what we just said, do you really want another person who's been injured like nonstop?
Yeah.
Are you talking about for Vancouver?
Yeah.
What about from the? Well, you got an asset that's going to leave, Brock Boeser. So if you can get something back from him, that's not too bad.
If you can
and then secondly, isn't he boys with Quinn Hughes?
Yeah.
Josh Norris, that is.
So maybe that'll boost his health attributes. When he
that's right. Yeah,
it's a video game. Yeah. You never know. How about we got 2 St. Louis Blues at 9 and 10 now. Pavel Buchnevich and Jordan. I'm surprised I'm surprised your boy Jordan's on the list. Jordan Kyrou.
When I saw Jordan Kyrou, I kind of feel like this is like a Bo Byram kind of situation. Like, why would you trade him now? You don't rush to trade, right?
Yeah.
This is the kind of player you could trade at the trade deadline.
I feel like Jordan Kyrou's been a guy who's been on the trade list, or like at least in trade talks for a while now. At least last year he was too. I think there's like a lot of.
St. Louis, ever since 2019.
Is he making 9.1 now?
Yeah, 8.1.
Oh, 8.1.
8.1. Yeah,
no glasses.
Yeah,
I think this list is assuming that St. Louis is selling.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they are, right?
Yeah, because even Shen is on the market.
Yeah. Shen they should trade because he's an expiring. I think.
Yeah, he's already.
He's got a few years left.
Oh no.
Yeah,
he's already going. Everybody knows where he's going. He's going to Toronto. They're
gonna reunite the brothers.
Yeah, Luke and
Luke's in Nashville.
Yeah,
they're both going to Toronto though.
Yeah, but they're both
heading Toronto for the trade deadline.
Both those guys, Kyrou and are signed to like
long-term deals. So like
$8 million deals moving forward, right?
Like, you don't have to trade them now.
2031.
You know how what's those guys? The San Jose boys got moved a few years ago on long-term deals.
Yeah,
Hurdle and
what was it?
Timo Meier.
Yeah.
I think similarly, if St. Louis finds himself like we're in no man's land, we're not going to get done with this group.
Yeah,
they can just sell them off like that. Maybe retain one or two of their salaries. I can see a team like Dallas being interested in one of these guys.
Mm-hmm. Like, especially Kyrou. Kyrou's like he's not a bad player at all. Like solid.
He's solid player.
I'm gonna bring this up again. If you have one of those players on a long-term deal, why not Winnipeg make a deal?
Yes. Right. Yeah, because you need somebody. You need to lock him down, right?
Right.
That's a good call, Jyoti.
Jyoti is a great call.
They should be in for both, man. They need anyone who they can get.
Well, Jyoti, you're talking about another spot that nobody wants to play in, Carolina. You might as well trade. Might as well send Mikko Rantanen to go to hell for a couple of years. his stock goes down too.
Because they're 6 points out of the wild card spot, like which isn't too bad. That doesn't mean they're completely out.
Yeah,
of
you know what? That's not a bad move for bringing back to Mikko Rantanen. If you get those two guys, and you get maybe you give up a couple picks.
But Mikko Rantanen, what's the point of them trading for Mikko Rantanen?
Nothing. They just rebuild. They get a couple picks and that's it. Now we're on the rebuilding phase.
Oh, so they flip Mikko Rantanen too?
They flip Mikko Rantanen too, yeah. They flip him. They get a couple picks from them and they flip him again.
So you add a third team into the deal pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that, yeah. I think that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep on that.
Because usually
teams that have are looking for someone but no, they can't get any in free agency.
I mean, Jordan Kyrou seems like a good player to send over to Carolina, right? Like you make that player trade for Rantanen and Kyrou. He's 26 years old.
You just gotta find
He's locked up.
A third squad to do it with, where you're gonna get a good amount of assets if you're St. Louis. You just need assets.
Yeah.
You just need first overall picks, and you gotta go to bring it to the NBA terms. You need to pull OKC. You just gotta gather all the assets you can right now.
Yeah.
You're not shit. You haven't been shit since 2019. You might as well just start gathering assets now.
True, very true.
Yeah,
but you gotta not be like OKC and actually pull the trigger and use some of these picks and go for it. Or you can't just be lingering around.
That's true. That's also true.
But okay, yeah. So Braden Shed's another guy. They have a bunch of. It looks like St. Louis is trying to blow things up here.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised they don't trade Robert Thomas either.
You know what's interesting, SB? If you look at the standings, there are a lot of teams that are like vying for a spot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're St. Louis and you're being realistic and saying like, look, maybe we make the playoffs and like we make a push, but realistically we're not getting it done this year, then you can sell to some of these teams because the East and the West both. There are a lot of teams that think at this stage they still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
Well, if you're St. Louis and you're saying you're selling everybody, if you're Edmonton, why don't you call up for Binnington?
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, after that performance, why not?
Because the price would be here though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's gonna be first round anyways. You're gonna have a first rounder, and then you get like
it's not bad. $6 million is not that much.
No,
it's
but Binnington's price just went up. Right now, if I'm St. Louis, I'm selling him like
high.
Do Skinner first round and like
well, in that
two
case,
first.
Who's not calling? Why don't they just trade for Prinko at that point? You know, might as well get. So if you're talking about price and price went high, Prinko for you might as well get rid of the. Might as well give a couple of picks and get rid of that Darnell Nurse contract and pick up Prinko. You know, you might as well just.
You can take Darnell and maybe Jeff Skinner and go get both of them.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
Binnington and Prinko.
Yeah,
if
you
want to.
Hell, you could just trade Jeff Skinner, Stuart Skinner, and Darnell Nurse, get Prinko and Binnington back.
I'd trade those two Skinners, but I wouldn't trade Principal Skinner. I'd leave it at that.
Skinner! You lose Skinner, yeah.
I don't think Edmonton's making it without him.
Damn, he's that kind of guy.
That does it for our trade board reactions, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Subscribe, like, follow, leave a comment down below. We'll see you in the next video.